Hi, everybody. I'm Mike. This is a bunch of guns and gear reviews, and you are listening to the Right Other People Single Shop, where it's just you, me, and whatever topic is trip my trigger today. So uncover your keyboard, fire up your fingers, and come join the conversation.
Hey everybody in YouTube, I'm Mike. This is a bunch of guns and gear reviews, and I got a topic to talk about today. As some of you already know, and as Matt from Never Enough Ammo has already put out a video on, but I felt I had to address it since I kind of live here. Ohio has introduced into the Senate Bill 260, a ban on the possession, manufacture, et cetera, of assault weapons, quote unquote. And they define assault weapon as any firearm that can accept a magazine that contains 10 or more rounds, including fixed magazines, which contain 10 or more rounds. So chances are they're meaning to, well, no chances are, in fact is, they're meaning to basically ban all semi-automatic all semi-automatic weapons, whether rifles, pistols, shotguns, that can accept a detachable magazine, and anything with a fixed magazine that can accept more than 9 rounds. That would include such things as tube-fed .22 rifles. Those tubular magazine shotguns that you guys like? Please fix my audio. What's wrong with my audio? Hello? Okay, there I am. Sorry about the technical difficulties there. Hopefully it sounds better now. Anyway, this bill will ban all semi-automatic weapons that can accept a detachable magazine, and anything that has a fixed magazine that can accept more than 9 rounds. Things like .22 rifles with tubular magazines, shotguns with tubular magazines that because you can put a magazine extension on those, so I'm sure that they'll get rid of those. Good. I'm glad I sound better now. Thanks, Kalashnikov. I appreciate it. Hi, Roosted. Glad to see that you're there. Minnesota's trying to do the same thing. Wow, this is horrible. The forces of gun control smell blood in the water, and they're going into a feeding frenzy now. So, what do we do about this in Ohio? Well, as you should be doing in any state, you need to call, write, email, knock on the doors of your elected officials. I have called both my state senator and Roosted, you got to do this in Minnesota as well. HF 3022 in Minnesota doing the same thing. You need to contact your state senator. I contacted mine, Senator Hoagland, and his office assures me that he's absolutely opposed to this and will be fighting against it. I also contacted my representative, even though it isn't in the House of Representatives in Ohio yet. I'm sure a version will be introduced. His office has assured me that he will indeed do everything he can to fight this. But this isn't enough. You need to call them, you need to email them, you need to write them, and you need to drag your butt to your capital and rally. In Ohio, OhioCarry.org has organized a Second Amendment rally in Capitol Square on March 10th at 1 p.m. I have included a link in the description below to their Facebook page. If you're in Ohio and you care at all about your Second Amendment rights, then you need to get there if at all possible. If you're not in Ohio and you're near Ohio, you need to come. And if you're in these other states that are attempting this same garbage, you need to get yourself involved. Go to your capital, protest. If no one is organizing a rally, then you organize it. Do everything that you can to show your elected officials that this kind of crap will not fly. I can't say enough that we need to be involved in the process at this time. You know, the billionaire gun grabbers are funding these marches on our capitals and our nation's capital soon. So, you know, we're fighting against their money. And as I've said before, the only way little guy is going to beat the big guy is if we all gang up on him. So we all have to gang up on the gun control guys. Figuratively speaking, of course. This is metaphor. Let's not actually resort to violence. Speaking of which, when you do go to your rallies, when you do contact your representatives and senators and other elected officials, be a good ambassador. You know, don't go there cussing and fussing and hooting and hollering. Be firm, be very firm, but be polite, be professional. You know, present the best appearance you can. You know, I'm not telling you don't go dressed in camouflage and whatnot and dripping with weapons all over you and full out tactical gear, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go as I am, normal everyday Joe. I'm going to look respectable. I'm going to act respectable. I don't want to give the anti-gun media someone to look at and go, see, look at these inbred morons. That's all that they have. We don't want that because you know they will. They'll portray us in as negative a light as possible. Don't give them the ammunition to do that with. If you go talking to your politicians in such a horrible, nasty, confrontational, threatening way, then they're not going to listen to you. Be firm. Absolutely. Don't back down from them. Don't knuckle under. Don't be wishy washy about what you're saying, but be polite, be professional. But most importantly, get out there, act, be part of this process. Hey, Zippy, Roll Call, Ghost. Glad to see you guys are here. In case you guys didn't read the title or haven't heard, you know, I know most of you have probably watched Matt's video on the subject. I'm just putting something out about the Senate Bill 260 in Ohio and the putting out the information about the OhioCarry.org's rally for the Second Amendment on March 10th at 1 p.m. at the State House. They have a page on their Facebook, which again I have linked below, that where you can coordinate with other people if you're in Ohio. There's a thread there for ride sharing and carpooling and caravanning and such if you need a ride. So let's do everything that we can, folks, to get there and make this happen. I'm going to do everything I can to be there. I'm probably going to have to work the night before, go there, and then work that night. But, you know, freedom has a price, doesn't it? And if all I'm paying is losing some sleep, I'll count that as being cheaply done. All right, guys. I'm Mike. This is Budget Guides and Gear Reviews. Let's keep up the fight.